Hi there, my name's Jake and I'm the Pharmacy Technician Supervisor here at Lock Haven Veterinary Hospital. Today I'm joined by Dr. McIntosh and I have just a few questions about cat dermatology that we're going to go through. First, Dr. McIntosh, what is cat dermatology?
Cat dermatology is the study of cat skin conditions and skin problems.
How do skin conditions impact the health and well-being of my cat?
They can certainly impact overall well-being. They can make them feel uncomfortable, and some cats will stop eating. Some cats will start over-grooming or stop grooming altogether. So there's a lot of things that you can see that happen with skin problems in cats that will actually impact their overall quality of life.
What are some signs and symptoms of skin issues in your cat?
Signs and symptoms of skin issues in the cat: hair loss, bald spots, scabbing or scrapes, or pustules, or anything that looks like a skin infection. We can see external parasites like fleas and mites, but 9 times out of 10 what you first start to see is a cat that's really uncomfortable, a cat that may be itching, a cat that may be losing some hair.
Why is it so important to avoid self-diagnosing feline skin conditions?
There's a lot of problems out there that can cause skin problems, and if we don't get to the root of the problem, we're not actually fixing the situation. The other thing too is there are a lot of products out there that are for dogs specifically that we don't want to be using on cats because they're actually toxic. So we definitely want to see the cat, we definitely want to see what the problem is. It's really easy to misdiagnose those things, especially if you don't know what you're looking for, and we can actually make a problem a lot worse by trying to do something for it at home before we come in and see the vet.
How soon should you bring your cat to see a veterinarian for issues with their skin?
Immediately. A lot of cats are really good at hiding their problems, hiding their pain, hiding their discomfort. And so a lot of times by the time we figure out that they've got a problem, it's been a while. And so they've been uncomfortable for a long time. They've had an issue for a long time, and it makes it much harder to get those things under control when they're already irritated and they already have been having a problem for a while because we just missed it.
How will a veterinarian diagnose skin diseases in your cat?
So diagnosing skin diseases really depends on what's the underlying cause. And again, physical exam is huge, huge, huge. So we're going to look at the cat. We're going to look at the cat from nose to toes, make sure we don't see any external parasites, any fleas, any ticks, any evidence of mites or changes to the skin. Then the next step is we're going to look at some diagnostics that will tell us, is this more yeast? Is this more bacteria? That'll help kind of point us in the direction of what do we treat your kitty with. And then the next step is, what do we do in the short term? What do we do in the long term? How do we put this fire out? And then if it's something that's an ongoing problem, how do we treat it in the longer term to keep it from happening again?
What treatment options are typically recommended for cat dermatology issues?
So cats are special. A lot of cats don't really like to be handled, and they don't like stuff on their skin, and they don't or aren't exposed to taking baths at a really young age, and they're not really good at being held in one place or having stuff put on them. They're really, really sensitive to smells, and they're really, really sensitive to stuff being put on their skin because they groom so much. So there's a lot of things that can go really, really wrong with cat skin problems. There's a lot of things that we can put on them that can actually make them sicker than better. It's definitely good for us to look at the cat, try to figure out what the underlying cause is, get the right treatment on board, and the big thing is, what can the cat tolerate? Because if we can tolerate taking medication, great, we can give you oral medication. If this is a cat that you can't touch and you can't handle, we may have to give it an injection. Chances are we won't be able to bathe your cat like we would want to do as much or as often as a dog because they just don't tolerate it or they're just not used to it. So we certainly want to take the cat into account, make sure that we're not making things worse by stressing them out because we're trying to treat an issue.
Are feline dermatology problems curable?
It depends on what the underlying issue is. There are a lot of things that we can take out of the environment. There's a lot of things that we can avoid with kitties that can help a skin problem, but there are a lot of skin problems out there that are managed and not cured, which means we end up treating a problem over and over again, or we end up trying to avoid situations like avoiding fleas to try to avoid flea allergy dermatitis flare-ups. All of that's really important to make sure that we understand that some of these issues, yeah, we treat it one time and it's gone. And there are some issues where we're going to be treating it multiple times in the cat's life. And it's really important for us to avoid things that'll make it worse.
Thank you, Dr. McIntosh.
Thanks, Jake. If you have any questions about your cat's skin or your cat's itchy, scratching, you're seeing any problems there, you can give us a call here at Lock Haven Veterinary Hospital and we can get you in with one of our vets and talk to us about your kitty skin problem.